Hello and welcome everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be working with one of my clients and supporting her in terms of being able to level up spiritually and really be able to open up to abundance in all aspects of life. So I'm going to just check in with Lucy now. And Lucy, do you want to just give me a little bit of background before we get started, and then we'll go from there?
Yeah, sure. I, s- I feel I'm drawn to doing this work today because I have abundance. I've never really truly found abundant flow financially.
Hmm.
And my business, I really hope people with a spiritual business tune into this because I do have a spiritual business. It it never really gets going, although I know the service I offer is of really high value. And I always seem to end up in situations where I'm slightly in overwhelm. I'm sort of paddling to keep up with life, and it pulls me off track all the time. And I want to serve. I genuinely, from my heart, I really want to serve. I really want to help people and help lift the consciousness of the planet.
Hmm.
And the higher my energy, the higher my vibration, the more I'm in flow and the more ease in my life, the more I
Hmm.
am able to do that.
Yeah.
And that's where I am. I feel it's time. I'm at this crossroads now. Enough's enough. It's time I step up and really come into my highest service.
Okay. All right. So thank you for that. We'll have a look at what guidance wants us to look at today. And this actually might be a combination of both using the SRT modality as well as the MDS modality, both of which are amazing for looking at all sorts of things, including issues around abundance. So, just as you were talking there, I was just doing a quick check on the energy you hold on the business. Okay, so this is your energy in relation to your business. And what I get is 100% positive, but also 100% negative. So, what that tells me is that that's pretty much like a love-hate relationship that you have with your business. And that's understandable given the kind of ongoing struggles that you're having. Okay, I have noted down overwhelm as one of the emotional response patterns that you run from time to time. And so we'll have a look into why that might be. Okay, but let's get started. I'll bring the camera up here and we'll hold on a second. Okay, let's just make sure. So I'm on SRT chart one. We'll just check in to see whether there are any programs that are running for you today. Okay, so if I ask, are there any programs running? I get a no. So as an SRT practitioner, you've obviously been doing a fairly good job in terms of being able to keep yourself clear. Okay. Right. So in relation to the business, is there something to clear there? I get a no. So I'm going to ask, is there something to do there? I get a yes. Okay. So do I need to go to the MDS charts? I get a yes. So let's have a look here. And we're just going to see where guidance wants to take us. And so it looks like they're showing me you have vows and contracts. Okay. Sorry, you can't really see that very well. All right. So now we need to find out who do you have the vows and contracts with. I just need to get to that chart. Bear with me. There's not enough space here on my desk. Okay, so vows and contracts with who? Let's have a look. All right, so is it inside of the chart? No, outside of the chart. Okay, let me just have a look. What are you showing me? So is it vows and contracts with source? Is that correct? Yes. Okay. So this is about your connection to source energy, which is where all of our abundance flows. Okay. So now we're going to find out, well, how many vows and contracts do you have with source? I get six. And I am aware of your numerology chart. You have just reminding myself of it, you have 22 energy in your numerology chart. So that is where I feel some of this challenge is coming from, because the 22-4 energy is all about being able to connect to source, feeling the flow of abundance. It's that trust. Okay. And so we'll find these vows and contracts now. Just give me a second. And we will probably need to do a vow contract statement to release these um, vows that are creating this issue and challenge for you. Okay, so the first one that's coming up is to suffer or sacrifice. I'm just going to make a quick note of these, and then I'm going to lead you through the statement. Okay, is that to escape? No. To sabotage or betray myself. Okay, next one, please. So to be a martyr, that's doing everything the hard way. It sounds like that's what's been going on for you a little bit. Okay. To be helpless. Okay. There's two more. To limit myself or spiritual potential. Okay. And what else have we got? And to be poor. So can you see how those contracts and agreements are now creating the challenge that you're experiencing? Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to stop share for a minute here. We're going to do this vow contract revocation statement. And for those viewers out there, if you'd like to join in and say the statement for yourself, it's quite possible you have vows, contracts, and agreements with source energy. So do feel free to join in if you wish. But for Lucy today, what I'd like you to do is concentrating on your crown chakra now and just gently closing the eyes. I want you to imagine that you're standing in a column of pure white light energy that extends all the way above the head into infinity, connecting to source energy. And it also extends to below the feet, connecting to the core of the earth. Okay, so when you're ready, just let me know and we'll do the statement together.
Yep, okay.
So say, I now rescind
I now rescind
all vows,
all vows,
contracts, and agreements
contracts, and agreements
to suffer or sacrifice,
to suffer or sacrifice,
to sabotage or betray myself,
to sabotage or betray myself,
to be a martyr,
to be a martyr,
to be helpless,
to be helpless,
to limit myself
to limit myself
or my spiritual potential,
or my spiritual potential,
and to be poor.
and to be poor.
So take a breath in through the crown of your head and gently release out in every direction as far as you can out of the field. Say, I now declare
I now declare
these vows, contracts, and agreements
these vows, contracts, and agreements
null and void
null and void
in this incarnation
in this incarnation
and all incarnations
and all incarnations
across space and time,
across space and time,
in all parallel realities,
in all parallel realities,
parallel universes,
parallel universes,
alternate realities,
alternate realities,
alternate universes,
alternate universes,
all planetary systems,
all planetary systems,
all source systems,
all source systems,
all realms, octaves, and dimensions,
all realms, octaves, and dimensions,
back to the void.
back to the void.
Okay, take a breath in through the crown and again releasing out in every direction as far as you can out of the field. Say, I now ask
I now ask
that all programs,
that all programs,
blocks, and interferences,
blocks, and interferences,
trauma patterns,
trauma patterns,
trauma bodies,
trauma bodies,
pain bodies,
pain bodies,
shock patterns,
shock patterns,
discordant emotional response patterns,
discordant emotional response patterns,
energetic gaps,
energetic gaps,
attachments,
attachments,
cording,
cording,
structures,
structures,
devices,
devices,
inhibitors,
inhibitors,
resonance,
resonance,
projections,
projections,
miasms,
miasms,
karmic and other matrices,
karmic and other matrices,
obsolete DNA or RNA,
obsolete DNA or RNA,
outdated templates and platforms,
outdated templates and platforms,
collective encodements
collective encodements,
and effects
and effects
associated
associated
with these vows, contracts,
with these vows, contracts,
or agreements
or agreements
be transformed now.
be transformed now.
Right, another gentle breath in through the crown of your head, and again releasing out all the way out of the field as far as you can. Say, I now forgive myself
I now forgive myself
for limiting my spiritual potential.
for limiting my spiritual potential.
I release myself
I release myself
to the care of spirit.
to the care of spirit.
I now choose to align
I now choose to align
with my highest and best good
with my highest and best good
and to choose my path
and to choose my path
with freedom,
with freedom,
love,
love,
and self-determination.
and self-determination.
Okay, the last gentle breath in now, and just release out in every direction. And then let me know how you're doing. There's a few little extra things we need to tackle. How are you doing? All right?
Hmm.
Good. So while you were doing that, guidance has indicated you have 6 deflection devices. So what is a deflection device? It's essentially a device that deflects anything good from coming your way, whether that be a loving relationship, whether that be more financial freedom. So when we ask about those kinds of devices, they look a little bit like a UFO. They kind of that kind of shape, the old UFO shape, flying saucer shape. They also can be quite reflective or metallic in nature. And asking guidance about where they're located is in your throat chakra, which, as you know, is quite an important chakra. It relates to the etheric template body, so the blueprint upon which everything is built. But the throat chakra is also about you being in your power and expressing your truth.
Hmm.
Makes sense, yeah?
Yeah, being heard.
Yeah. Being heard, being listened to. Uh, it's also related to wisdom. It's related to truth, all those kinds of things. So we're going to ask for those to be removed, and then Grace and him and Violet Flame for Lucy, please. And we're going to recheck the percentage now on your business and see if that took care of it, or if there's a little something that might be going on that I missed, which we'll hopefully catch. So I'll just bring the screen back on here. So now I'm just checking. So positive energy was 100. It probably wouldn't have shifted after doing that. We're just checking negative now. Is it single digit? And what is left over is 2% negative. So is there anything that I need to look at there? No. But, we go as far as we can. 2% negative is pretty good going. Okay, so that's in particular energy on the business. So when it comes to abundance issues for you, is there anything to clear around this? I get a no. All right. So is there a reason why you're experiencing abundance issues? So would you say it's specifically just abundance in the business? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If my business was rocking,
So I get that, when I'm asking, is there a reason why you're experiencing the, blocks to abundance, specifically in the business? Asking, is it mental? I get a no. Is it emotional? I get a yes. So there's some emotional component to this. And as you know, we create with our emotions. So I'm just going to ask straight out because you mentioned it. Does it have something to do with the overwhelm energy that you mentioned earlier? I get a yes. So now we're going to ask overwhelm energy. A lot of people are experiencing. It's a very common energy, and it is about feeling that whatever you're dealing with in the moment is way bigger than you. That's what
Mm.
overwhelm energy is, and it's not based on truth. I mean, it's based on limited perceptions that we have of ourselves. And if we could see ourselves in the light of who we really are, there's nothing that's bigger than your energy. Absolutely nothing. So, pardon me. Let's do a quick check and just see how much of that overwhelm energy is actually yours. Okay, so you see, when I ask, it's coming up with single digits, specifically 6%. So the next question then is whose overwhelm energy are you picking up on? So I'm just going to ask a few questions. Is it birth family? No. Is it current family? No. Is it soul family? No. Morphogenetic field energies you're picking up on. So this is a boundary issue. Okay. So, if I go to the boundaries chart, let's just have a look here. Pardon me. Okay. So basically, when I ask, for example, what's the main, I mean, obviously it can be more than one boundary challenge. Yeah, it's showing up as a spiritual boundary challenge. So is it fifth, sixth, no, seventh, no, eighth, no, ninth, though? Is it 10th? Okay, so 10th is actually the chakra that's below the feet. It is a high frequency chakra. It is a spiritual chakra, but it relates to our incarnation here on Earth. So that's where it's showing up as 10th chakra stuff. The type of trauma that's showing up for you, is it ancestral? No. It's showing up as, is it is it a morphogenetic field? Yes. So it's morphogenetic field trauma. And what's the platform? Platform energies that you're engaging in is I am unworthy. And so if you're not, if you're not being able to bring clients through, or maybe clients aren't paying you, or that can be why, because of this unworthiness platform that you are engaging in. Okay, so let's just ask, are there any programs to clear around that I get a no? Is it that you just need a new platform to be downloaded? Let's go ahead and do that now. Activate and integrate for Lucy. Let's also solve education around healthier boundaries, not having to take on morphogenetic field energies, especially overwhelm. But it's a very common thing. Yeah, overwhelm energy, morphogenetic field, overwhelm energy. Okay, so let's just see now. Okay, is there anything else that's needed there? I get a no. All right, so that's the overwhelm energy taken care of. Something to be aware of. I mean, are you aware when you run the overwhelm? Can you notice when it's running or not?
I am aware, but sometimes it gets you, if that makes any sense. Like I can feel myself slipping,
Mm-hmm.
but by the time you're slipping into overwhelm,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of discipline to bring yourself back.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So even if you had a fraction, if you're running a teeny tiny bit of overwhelm energy, that can be like a tuning fork where
mm,
suddenly it's not just your overwhelm energy, you're bringing in all that overwhelm energy from the morphogenic field, and then it really does actually feel like it's way way bigger than you because it's morphogenic field energy. So again, it's just a boundary issue. It's something that I would say I see most clients show up with a morphogenic field energy challenge, and overwhelm is a very common energy that people pick up on. If you think about the state of the planet now, how many people, are experiencing similar overwhelm energy, right? And of
yeah.
course, that's not helpful because that will have an impact in terms of what you are putting out there to the universe. Okay. And people, again, will not be so magnetized to overwhelm energy. So let's ask guidance. What are two frequencies that you need to ground? Because I know you do a grounding practice. What do you need to ground to help you move through this challenge with a little bit more ease and grace? Okay, so inside no, outside yes, and yeah, saying self-determination, and the next one inside no, outside yes, and self-esteem. So I would suggest returning to the grounding practice, particularly if that overwhelm energy comes back in again and you're finding, yeah, I mean, it'll show up personally when I experience it. I feel it in my chest, like it feels like a weight in my chest, and or I get very short of breath, and then I have to check. Um, but let's now just ask guidance. Is there any other reason for the challenges that you're experiencing in your business? I get a yes. So is it mental? No. Emotional? No. Physical? No. It's spiritual. So does this have something to do with your soul family? No. Is it spiritual body? No. Is it spiritual boundaries? No. I'm just making sure I'm doing all the checks. It has to do with the soul aspects. The lovely soul aspect that is very attached to its karmic agenda. It's very hell bent on sticking to that lovely path of often things like self-punishment, self-limitation. No, we can't possibly deviate from that. Um, so we're going to ask for a little bit of clearing around you. So you as an as a divine spiritual being to that aspect of you, which is just one of the many aspects you have. Because what can happen is, and I've been here myself, is it's almost like when you're going through the challenge, it can feel like you're being victimized by your soul. You know, the
Mm.
higher part of you wants to express joy, wants to express freedom, wants to have that abundance. And then you've got that little aspect over there that's very much about the karmic agenda. And it's like, no, we agree we're going to stick to this. So that's what we're going to do. So now, one of the things we can do within this is something that came through the SRT system is something called the soul transfer. Okay, now nowadays we call it a partial soul transfer, which means that a higher aspect of your energy comes in and a lower aspect of your energy leaves. Okay, it's not the same thing as a walk-in that we had. In the 70s and 80s, there were a lot of what we call walk-ins, where you had a brand new soul come in and the other soul, the original soul, left. That doesn't happen so much anymore, and there's reasons for that. But with a partial soul transfer, I had one very recently, and that can sometimes be helpful. To the process. So we're going to ask for you now, Lucy, because you're kind of program free and clear, it could be a good time to ask, what's the value of you having a partial soul transfer now? Okay, so I'm just using my single digits, double digits, triple digits. Triple digits is usually indicative of 100% or over. So let's just see now. I am asking the question in my head. Sorry, I should have verbalized it. It's going straight to top right corner, 100% value. Okay, so Lucy, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's time actually.
Yeah, that spiritually leveling up is
Yeah.
probably what's needed, you know?
Yeah, I'm here to
Okay.
do more than be an overwhelm. I need to bring in the
Yeah.
highest aspect of me I can now and really contribute to the collective.
hmm Yeah, and more people are going through these partial soul transfers. There's nothing to be feared. I mean, some people might feel a little freaked out, but I've gone through a few of these. The last one I had was 2022, and that was quite a few years ago. It wasn't a particularly uncomfortable experience. It was actually fairly smooth sailing. It will take 3 months to fully integrate, just so you're aware. It's kind of like this new aspect is going to come in. It's going to unpack a lot of its, um, clothing and baggage and luggage, and there might be future clearing work needed. Now, the other thing I wanted to say, I'm in no, just want to put this out there that I'm not a guru in astrology. I've never trained. I just have a very, very keen interest in it. So this new soul aspect will be coming in under the star sign Capricorn, which is an excellent, excellent sign. It has a lot to do with consistency, practicality. It is very tied to being able to manifest. So I feel for you, Lucy, this is going to be very, very helpful. Um, Aspect that's going to be coming in. So what you can do is you can go onto and just out of just to say I don't get any commission out of this, by the way. But there is a website you can go to. I think it's called astro-seek.com. And you can actually, if we take a note of the time that this new aspect is coming in on, you can actually plug it in as if you're looking at a birth chart. So the 13th of January, and if we're doing it now, should we wait until it gets to, I think it's nearly 12 o'clock in the UK. Do you want to do it dead on 12 o'clock? And
Why
then
not?
you can put 12 o'clock in, and what you will then get is a wonderful report. It's free of charge, and you will have an understanding about the skills and the qualities and the attributes that the soul aspect is going to be bringing in. And I just found I did this for myself last week. It was really amazing, really, really interesting stuff. So I'm just waiting for it to go 12 o'clock. And then I'm going to be asking guidance to facilitate Lucy. This is very exciting, actually. We feel like we should have like a drum roll going.
I feel like we need the Big Ben, like.
Come on, let's get to 12 o'clock. And that'll actually make probably easier to remember. There we go. It's gone 12. So
There we
let's do
are.
it. So we're asking now for Lucy to have this partial soul transfer coming in on the 13th of January 2026 at 12 p.m. And as I mentioned, just to say, there will be it will bring in its own bit of programming, but because you're an SRT practitioner, you have the skills and tools to be able to do the clearing, and and I'm sure this is going to be of great help for you moving forwards. Okay, so we will ask for soul re-education. That's always a good request. So if there's any kind of stickiness that the soul is still holding on to, the soul gets re-educated, gets sat down with guidance, and they go, this is really not helping and serving your highest and best good. Let's let the stuff go now, and realign. And one of the other things we can do is I know that you do a lot of the William Whitecloud work. I want to check your alignments. You've got a vision for your business, I presume, yes? So I want to check your alignment to the vision for the business. Okay, so mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, we can check that. All right, so I'm just going to use my single digit, double digit, triple digit here. So mentally, how aligned are you? 100%. Emotionally, how aligned are you? 100%. Physically, how aligned are you? 100%. And spiritually, 100%. So I'm not getting that there's anything currently um, that needs looking at there. No kind of blocking belief systems. If it was physical or spiritual, there could have been something maybe showing up on the etheric. We did take care of those deflection devices that would have possibly shown up at a physical level, possibly. So when I ask now, are there any other reasons as to why you're experiencing challenge in the business? No. Is there anything else to clear or do around abundance issues? I get a no. Do I need to have a look at trauma or shock? I get a no. I'm not getting anything else, but do you have any questions for me?
I don't think there's a question. I think that is all. I think it's more now. Let's wait and see.
Let's wait and see. Yeah, integrate and wait and see what comes up.
Integrate, and also about watching my mental body and keeping myself focused on
Yeah.
a high end result.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that that is one of I would say most people tend to fall down in that
Yeah.
area. It's the garbage that goes on between the ears, and then of course the emotions, because we create with the mental and emotional is how we create. So, for you, I would say anytime you kind of start going into overwhelm or whatever other, it could be another emotion, it could be depression, it could be frustration. What you can do is you can do a body scan. So try not to get too attached to the name of the emotion. You can just scan the body. Where is it I feel discordancy? Where is it I feel discomfort? Where is it I feel a bit of darkness or coldness or whatever it is? So let's say it was your heart. So you can place your hands over your heart. And, if you don't know what to bring in, like if you're not prepped to work and you're asking your guidance with your pendulum, you can just say, guidance, I don't know what I need in the moment to transform this, but I trust that you will help me bring in what I do.
Mm.
The conscious mind doesn't always need to know what we're going to call it, what we're going to label it. Sometimes we just have to let go of that conscious control and just say, guidance, just bring in whatever is needed. Breathe it in through the ninth, through the crown and focus on the area where you're feeling that congestion in your energy and breathe it all the way down to the earth to the 10th chakra. And this is often what's needed, is to do these little transformational practices in the moment. Rather than I'm not suggesting you do this, but some people will reach out for something that will numb them, rather than dealing with it and moving through the emotion in the moment. So That's what I would suggest, Lucy. I don't know if that's helpful at all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it's about me taking this forward now. Um, Discipline,
Hmm. Discipline, and I think
boundaries.
one of the words that I hear a lot of, or have been hearing a lot of lately, is the word consistency. And I think this new soul aspect coming under the star sign Capricorn is going to be really helpful in terms of, I'm not suggesting you're not consistent in your practices, but sometimes we fall down, we have children to deal with, we have, things going on in life, and we might not be as consistent as we'd like to be. Um, so yeah, I think that's going to help. But well, the other thing I will say is just keep in mind that when we're dealing with clients, of course, they can bring their own issues to the table, their own challenges, and they can push on our boundaries. So that's just something to be aware of. But as you're practiced, I'm sure you already know about how to keep a good kind of, if you want to call it, spiritual hygiene about yourself
Mm.
before and after working with people. Okay, well, I hope that viewers have enjoyed this video and found it in some way helpful. I would love it if you hit the like and subscribe button so that you can stay up to date with future offerings. And yeah, many, many blessings of love to all of you out there. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you.